Welcome back, guys. Today I want to talk about something that we've all been going through, is the heat from our Segway Villain transferring inside the cabin and the sound. So I've got a product here today I'm going to try out so you don't have to, and it's made by Excel. So you can see on the top here it says heat sound insulation mat. I got it off of Amazon. You can see here it's about a, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. So what do I think is causing the most of our sound in our units? It's this big open thing right here, which means nothing, especially when you've changed things up on your unit. My air intake has changed, and I'll show you that in this video as well. My intake for my clutch is here now, and I'll show you that here in just a minute as well. Well, first thing we want to do is we're going to do a test. We're going to do a dB sound test with my phone. It's the only app I have that works for this. I'm not buying one of them expensive tools. I'm going to start the unit up. I'm going to rev it up a few times, and we're going to see how loud it is before I put the wrap on and after I put the wrap on. All right, so first thing I want to do is start the unit. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to apply the sound deadening and the heat backing, and the most of it I think is coming from this thing right here, because it just blows through my ears. So I'm going to get this stuff started. So let's take a roll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe everything down with acetone. This is your discretion. What I use is what I use. What you use is what you use. Okay, I choose acetone. You could probably use alcohol or anything else, but I have acetone on hand because I use it for a lot of different applications. I'm going to use acetone, lightly wipe everything down, and let it dry. So one of the first sections I'm going to work on is this area here. I'm going to make it nice and clean from this line up and around and back. Just try to clean this section here up, because I have a feeling this is the biggest part of the problem. And what I'll do is once I cover this up, I'll do another start on the unit and see what just that alone covers up from sound. All right, guys, I got the first piece cut, not installed, but I got my first piece going all the way across the back and to cover that stupid thing up. So we no longer need that because of the way we've redone things. So hopefully this goes easy. All right, let's start the unit. We're gonna hit the reset. And here we go. Guys, that made a world of difference. I know it's only 5 decibels to what the phone's showing, but I actually have the intake covers off as well. So this number is going to exponentially drop. All right, guys, now I got the insulation in. I'm going to give you a quick view of it. And it dropped it by 5 or 6 decibels. But basically, it was covering up this thing right here. Trust me when I tell you, that's where the bulk of the noise was coming from. All right, so let's talk about some of the upgrades that I've done to my unit so far. And I'm not done, but this is just a start. So we'll start with number 1. Disconnected my sway bars. I put these limit straps on there, and look, I got about 1.5 inches short from full extension. I don't want to put any tension on my differential or my axle, so that's one of the first things I did to it, and it gives me full articulation of the front end, and it makes a big difference. If you can imagine yourself going up a mountain, and if one tire picks up, the other side's going to pick up as well, but this gives it a chance for one tire to go up and the other to just articulate down. So if you get what I'm saying. So that's one thing I've done to the upgrades. 2, I put a A-arm protector on it. I could have put the metal ones on, but I chose to use plastic. A little more forgiving is what I mean to say. I did put the full underneath skid plate on. Don't know what you're seeing, but I did all that as well. I got all that from Main Street Cycle, and you can purchase that yourself. I think it was like $800, and it does come with the A-arm protections as well, but I chose plastic instead. That's just my decision. One of the third things I've done is I put an MSC tune on it when they first came out, and since then I still have that tune, but I have it stored on my computer. I have another tune by Power Sports Calibrations from Belgium or Finland, whoever. It's that's the one I'm using now. Let's be clear, it's a big jump from stock. It has better response in the bottom end for sure than Main Street Cycle. Main Street Cycle is working on a new tune now. I gotta get that as well, and let's give that thing a shot and see what we can go. It's not a comparison one to the other. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to see which one fits for what you're trying to get. The one that I'm using from Power Sports Calibrations, man, it's pretty hard to beat for bottom end torque. Wow, it just jumps so hard out of the hole. And that's with me running a stock clutch. I'm not using the rock clutch at the moment. I could, but I'm not looking for that low of a reduction unless I'm strictly rock crawling, and that's not what I'm doing all the time. Sometimes I do need some speed, and I don't know. I'm still up in the air with what clutch kit I'm going to end up with, or what setup I'm going to end up with. But that, I got that from Vanti Verico. I did get the trail clutch from Team MSC. I'll be giving shout outs to both of them here. But I did get the first one from Team MSC with the trail kit, which I think I may have screwed up for getting rid of, because I could have tweaked that a little better to fit my everyday riding versus the rock clutch. The rock clutch is designated for exactly what it is. It drops everything way down, maximum power all the time. But I did give it away, and not regretting it, because I think the secondary spring, the primary spring, and the weights were the same. I just need to change helix, so I'll reach out to Vanti Verico and get a set of the helix. Another thing I've done is I've put different lights. I mean, these are my yellow and white hazard lights, which I really like those a lot. These lights here, as you can see, I got these from Team MSC. These are great set, man. The price for this and the other 10-inch and this 42-inch bar up top, man. Wow, this thing is extreme. It's almost too bright. I mean, it depends what you're doing, but I mean, MSC goes all out when it comes to certain things, and this is one of them, I can promise you that. I mean, it just bounces the yellow and a white light back and forth. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's all it does. Front and back, the same exact thing. I use it a lot when I'm on the trails because I want everybody to know where I'm at, and you know, it's just a way to see that. So that's all that is. Then I did end up putting on rock lights. Which, there's the rock lights. You can't see them very good right now because it's daylight, but there's 2 under each fender well. There's the TMSC bar light in the front. Jesus, have mercy, that thing's bright. Then I got the third light mounted back here. So the intake on the belt is running about 20 to 25 degrees cooler since I took the belt, the intake for the belt, which was only about an inch from the firewall, man. It was ridiculous. It was back in the back. And since I brought it up in here, this has made a huge difference. It lowered it, like I said, 20 to 25 degrees. Also the doors, man. You know, I got it set up so I can take my doors on and off just with these pins. I got pins that drop in here that are hooked to the door. As you can see, you can do it one-handed. I mean, it's not that difficult to do. It just drops in and drops out. So, you know, a lot of things that I've done to this, it's really makes a difference. The Razorback 3.1 definitely will tell me exactly what the belt temperature is. And that's been a big blessing, guys. Let's discuss the roll cage. I put bungs, a couple different spots on this for easy takeoff. You know, another set here. And once that all comes apart, you got 3 pieces to the whole roll cage. It comes off. I put a 18 gauge roof on it. Only the 3 bars going across the center, which is okay. But I think this winter, I'm going to add another bar from here up and another one from there down. Get a nice angle going on here. And I might add another brace back here to put my spare tire on. I'm thinking it kind of needs it. The rear sway bar I'm going to leave hooked up for now. I don't see any reason to take it off. One other thing I've done, guys, is you can see this plastic I have on my trail arm. Well, all that is gas line us plumbers use for underground gas line. It's about a 1/4 inch thick. It's not HDPE, it's the whatever the other stuff is. And I cut it down in half, cut the center section out, pushed it on there and screwed it on. Literally just self-tapping screws, as you can see. And the last ride I did, it was banging on it constantly, but guess what? I wasn't hearing it metal to metal. That made a huge difference to me. Huge difference. I'm feeling a lot better about that now, because I'm really concerned about having to replace them trailing arms, and I don't want to. I bet they're going to be expensive and hard to get here in the United States. There's so many tools that you can get in Belgium or across the pond that you cannot get here. And it really makes no sense to me, but hey man, that's the way the market goes, I guess. Segway, get your finger out of your butt, man. Come on, we need some parts here, man. You know, the primary clutch pulling tool, we need that. You know, I'm reaching out across the pond there to people and not looking good getting it over here, but I know a few people. Anyway, guys, that's my upgrades that I've done on my unit. Some of them, I've probably forgotten a few, but that's the upgrades I've done. You know, I got these 32s on here. I do have a set of 35s, Rockzillas I run as well. Taking these doors off is pretty badass. I like that a lot. Got to put my cover back on my air intake. I'll probably change the muffler tomorrow. I'm going to take the belt off and give it a good service inside of there. I did replace the seal behind the secondary. It was leaking really bad. So that's all taken care of. I'm gonna pull the primer off just to check it. I didn't see any issues with it, but I'll probably check it anyway. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. I'm tired of sweating. So until the next time, peace out, God bless, and see you later.